I'll let Holly get her titties adjusted. All right. Hello and welcome to the UnDateable Me Podcast. I am your host, the undateable Jimmy Lee Lard, the sock snob, and this is our weekly show that deals with the struggles of relationships and dating. But we're not just talking about the problems. We are on a journey to find solutions, and we do so in a very entertaining way. Entertaining because Holly is over here dressed like a Catholic schoolgirl. Oh, clearly a naughty Catholic schoolgirl. All right, in today's episode, we're asking the question, is it love or do you just like fixing broken people? Are you addicted to broken people? Let's go.
See you hanging around, but I don't have much to say to you. Don't know what you're waiting for. Guess you think I'm playing with you. Ever since you walked out my door, I changed the locks on me. There ain't nobody getting me. I'm doing fine by myself, and I like it. I've been doing things by myself. You should try it. When we was together, how the minute you had me gone. Now I'm by myself, and it feels good to be alone. Come on. Don't wanna be with you, but I'm gonna be okay. I kinda like myself. I kinda like myself. Don't wanna be with you, but I'm gonna be okay. I kinda like myself.
That's my part right there.
That's your part?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
For those who want to know if that's actually me singing, yes, it is. It's me. I do kind of like myself too, you know. All right. So, once again, we are back with the one, the only Holly the Beamer. Thank you for joining us. So, as we sit here and talk about how we like ourselves, I want to talk about something sort of serious because I think a lot of people find themselves in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
I may or may not be one of them. I'm definitely one of them. You know, in life, sometimes they say, you know, we don't have control over what we like and who we attract and all. You know, sometimes there's just something in you that attracts certain people.
Right.
And I think that sometimes we think that we are in love with a person, or we think that we're in love, period. And maybe we're just in love with the idea of fixing somebody. We collect broken people. I got it from my mama. I'm going to tell you that right now. But we collect broken people and try our best to fix them.
Yes.
And I will admit that I have fallen into this many times, and more than just romantic relationships as well. You know, there have been plenty of personal relationships where I find myself being Captain Save-A-Ho.
I see your cape.
You see my cape is blowing in the wind, ain't it? My hair ain't blowing in the wind. I know that much. So, but, I've found myself in that predicament, like I said, more than one occasion.
Really?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I like the broken ones. No, I'm just playing. I actually think I may have grown out of it.
Okay.
But yeah, for a long time, I think it was just really me probably seeing, some issues with a person and knowing that I could help them.
Okay.
Right. Problem is, a lot of times once you help these bastards,
They go about their way.
They leave you high and dry. So, I don't know if you end up being a reminder of where they were or what, but, and then I think too, part of that is, maybe if you're a good person and that's sort of the spirit that you have, you like helping people.
Yeah.
That then naturally, then you may end up in romantic relationships with those types of people. Now, do you find, Holly, I'm getting your business now, do you find that has been the case with you ever?
I've always been the broken thing, so
Okay.
I ain't never tried to fix no motherfucking body.
Okay, well then there's that. Okay.
I might have and just didn't know it, like subconsciously or whatever you want to call it. I might not have. I don't know.
She said she has been the broken one.
I am, but you're right. I think it comes from maturity of just getting better and getting older and being like, nah, I don't. I've been there, done that. I see what I end up.
Yes.
I'm okay.
Yeah. And like I said, I think that sometimes it's just you naturally attracting something, subconsciously attracting something to you. Because sometimes they say, the people who find themselves being that type of person who is always fixing the broken folks are folks who are broken themselves. And you're attracting that, energy to you.
Right.
So there might be some old wounds that haven't healed. So we've talked about it over and over on this show. Getting yourself together, taking care of your own shit so that you're in a better position to love somebody else.
Yeah.
So it could very well be that, you are broken yourself and attracting that very thing, or you're wounded yourself and you are attracting that same thing. Or like I said, it could just be that I think I fall in the category of, I just like helping people.
Yeah.
And so, because God knows it extends well beyond romantic relationships with me.
Yeah.
So I need to get some of these people off my Cash App and Zelle.
Right.
Just saying. So.
Yeah, and me and my best friend talk about this all the time, and I think that it's okay to attract that as long as the people that you are attracting that are broken feels the same way about you.
Yeah, well then there's that.
Right, but then you get people, like you say, as soon as you fix them up and now they on their way.
Yeah, or, unfortunately, what I've found at least is that you kind of have to guard against the folks that will take advantage of the fact that you like helping people.
Yeah.
Because some people are takers. So, what is a taker going to seek out? The givers.
Exactly.
Right? And unfortunately, there's somewhere, like you said, if there's balance and it's being reciprocated, that's one thing. But oftentimes, I think you find yourself in some one-sided relationships.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that was the case with me. I think I had a series of one-sided relationships.
Really?
Oh, God, yes. Where I contribute more to... If you looked at the relationship as having a pot...
Okay.
And maybe both people should be pouring into that pot. I done overflowed the damn pot. This person is over here putting little teaspoons, little eyedroppers.
What do you do now to
get out of it? Shit. No, I'm sorry. What would you say?
Fail faster.
Right. Get out of it. No, but what were you about to ask?
What triggers you to see that you're doing that? Because I think maybe that's something that people don't even realize. Because like you say, people could just have a good heart and that's just what they want to do. If I decide I want to do this for you, I want to do this for you.
Yes.
But then you got somebody that's taking advantage of it. Like, how do you just see that and just realize, like, okay, this is not what I thought it was?
Yeah. I think that we have to continuously self-evaluate.
Okay.
And that's part of, what this journey is for us. You have to figure out what's not working, what's going wrong. Why am I not in relationships that are good for me?
Right.
So you have to continuously sort of analyze the same way we have to, we only can grow if we can recognize, areas that we need improvement on and improve.
Right.
So I think that, at least for me, it was more of a realization of, listen, I'm not, yes, I have a spirit of giving. Here's the problem with having the spirit of giving and having the means to give.
Right.
You give all your shit away. I will put other people before my own needs.
Yeah.
Way too often. Right? Or did, And it was the same thing in relationships. Like I said, some of my biggest challenges in relationships, or the reason we ended up going our separate ways, was an imbalance.
Right.
Me feeling like here's the thing. I said reciprocated. So me feeling like I put too much into a situation, there needs to be one of two things coming back.
Right.
To balance that out. Either that person is also contributing.
Right.
Or that person shows their appreciation in other ways. Because maybe they don't have the means to give. Let me tell you something. How do I say this without sound?
Say it. Say it, Jimmy.
Listen, there have been so many relationships with a brother, with a man who is unequally yoked with the woman he's dating, or vice versa, by the way.
Yeah.
And you know what he will do? He will overcompensate in other ways. Like sex. Ain't nobody gonna do you like a person that ain't got no job, no money, living in your house, and you work every day.
And will rock your world.
Will blow your back out. Because he feels that is the only thing he can contribute to this relationship.
Yeah. And is it enough?
Sometimes it is. So that's why I say, when you feel like you are pouring into a relationship a lot, one of two things has to come back your way.
Yeah.
Either, or a combination of both. Because like I said, maybe you have the means and that person does not. But then what do they do to make up for that?
Exactly.
Now, like I said, we know the story of the brother that uses your car all day.
While you at work.
He's going to try his best to put it on you so hard because he feels like that is the way he can contribute. Now, if that is okay for you, I'm good with it. I don't care.
Right.
Right? So if that's the relationship you all have, you put in that work and he put in that work. Okay? So, hey, do you.
Yeah.
But like I said, too often it's imbalanced and you're not getting something in return, or you end up feeling like you're being taken for granted.
Right.
I'm doing A, B, C, D, and E, and this person doesn't even appreciate the fact that you're doing A, B, C, D, and E, and then has enough nerve to complain about C and D.
Which pisses you right off.
Yep. So that is the danger of being that person who likes the broken person, or like I said, you sometimes end up feeling like you're pouring your all into a situation, and they either don't appreciate it, or they take advantage of it, or they don't reciprocate it.
Yeah. And I think it falls back to like what you said is something in you that's broken, or something that's in you that's not
Could be
thinking right. Yeah.
And the reason I say that is because you could be the broken person who's attracting that energy, but then you could also be just a person with a good heart, and like I said, a spirit of giving, and that's just who you are to your core. And the reason I say I get that from my mother, growing up, everybody who needed a place to stay stayed at our house.
Me included.
Shut up, Holly. Everybody. I'm talking about, the kids. Lord. Okay, I have to say, I am much older than my siblings. So I don't know. I always end up calling them the kids. Right. So the kids, my siblings may have had, my mother spread us out far apart, didn't she?
I'm just not really thinking about that. She did.
So, and you have to understand, I have a younger sister and an older brother who has passed away now, that were born on the same day, almost 19 years apart. Same day, same birthday, 19 years apart. So so when I say the kids, that's who I'm talking about. But I remember, the kids may have had a friend in grade school, and they're sleeping in an abandoned building, or another one living in their car. Next thing you know, they're living with us. You know what I mean? That type of thing. So, and she's always been that way, to the point that I remember one time, I was living in DC. I had come home to Chicago, as I did often, but I'd come home to Chicago, and I went to my mother's house. Now, I've always had a key. I have this thing. I'm like, listen, I will always have a key to wherever my mother lives. There would not be a place she lives in that I can't get into. But anyway, so my keys were in my luggage or whatever. So I get there. I knocked on the door. This is Fairfield. I think I came in the first door, and I'm knocking on the second door, and this girl answers. She was like, "Who is it?" I'm like, "Who? Okay, who the hell is this?" Okay, so I was like, "Hey, it's Jimmy." Jimmy who? It's like, my mother lives here,
Right.
and because now she's cracked the door. Now she's not letting me in. She has this door cracked that much, looking at me. And I said, my mother lives here, and she slams the door, and I hear her through the door go, "Ma, there's a man here saying he's your son." I said, "What the entire hell?" I can't even get it. By now, by the way, I've dug and I've gotten the keys, so I've come at the door. "Ma, he got keys." I was like, "Oh my God, like, who is this girl?"
Was it me?
No.
I was gonna say, who was it?
There was so many people.
I'd be like, "Bitch, if you don't open this motherfucking
and it's
door."
so many people that call her ma
Yes.
and mama. Oh my God. So, but yeah, I just thought that was funny, right? So I think that's where I get it from. When you observe stuff
Yeah.
as a kid, it's going to be one or two things. You are either going to do the opposite of that. I don't want nothing, no parts of that type of thing, or you will do the same thing, I think. So, and I think I'm one of those people that has fallen into that, big heart, will do anything for you, that type of thing. So,
And I love that. And like you say, you get that back tenfold.
Yes.
You just never know.
and when you say you get that back tenfold, I think you have to understand this, and it's a little bit different maybe in a relationship, But for the rest of the world, at least my take on it is that I don't necessarily expect to get it back from the people I gave to.
Yeah.
You
'Cause it
know,
can come in other
it can
ways.
come from any other place. Now, I can't sit and complain about my life. I think I have a decent life, so I can't complain about that. But half the time, first of all, when people say, "Can I borrow ... if I choose to loan, quote unquote, you that money, I loan it to you, knowing there's a good chance I would never see that money again, right? So, and then also, depending on who you are, I have a different amount in my head that I am willing to, quote unquote, loan you, knowing I may never see that money again.
That's true.
Right? So, but that's different from a romantic relationship where you are expecting reciprocity, right? You're expecting somebody.
What's the word?
Reciprocity.
Look at the camera and tell them folks.
Well, they know it because Lauryn Hill said it. Remember in to gain some reciprocity. Remember that? 'Cause no one loves you more than me.
I just hummed that part. I never knew she said that word.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so reciprocity, to reciprocate. One person gives, the other person gives back.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So there should be this push-pull with the giving.
Yeah.
But no, you hoes just want to take, right? So, but yeah, so I think that, like I said, it's a little bit different with a romantic relationship where you're expecting something back from that person you're with.
Yeah.
And again, the something could either be them giving and pouring into the relationship in the same way you do. You know, I buy dinner today, you buy dinner next week type thing. Or, I got a story about that anyway.
Oh, yes.
And they won't be in this episode. No, ma'am.
Jimmy always trying to hold back.
It's been about 2-3 weeks in a row of me about to get in trouble about this same situation. So we're going to move on. I've had other relationships. Anyway. So, that said, you know, like I said, there's this push-pull where you give, they give, right? I pay this week, you pay that week. Or, you know what? You bought me tickets to see Usher. Well, you know what? I know you like the Bulls, so let me get you Bulls tickets or whatever on your birthday, that type of thing, right? Some people, you know, you and Jordan have that, you know, where you guys know what each other like. I've said it before. First of all, Holly must got that good coochie. Now she was talking about my daddy in one of these episodes. She got the good coochie because when Holly is like, "Hey, I want to go to Egypt," bitch, Holly is in Egypt next time you look up, right? And Jordan, one thing I love about him is that he's gonna find a way. Both of them really, but they're gonna find a way to make that happen. So, but that's reciprocity, right? You know, I got your Bulls tickets, you got this, whatever. So, but then, I cannot. My damn nephew, who is engineering this session, I want to throw something at him right now.
So bad.
So, if you don't sit your ADHD ass down. So, all right. So again, that's that, right?
Yeah, the give and take.
The give and the take. But if it's not that, then how, you know, showing your appreciation in other ways. I don't have the money to buy you Bulls tickets or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But I can cook a nice dinner for us. We can have a hood ass picnic in the backyard.
Yep. I'm gonna show up for you emotionally. You
Oh.
know, like that's super big too.
And we already talked about the other one. I'm going to put it down. I'm talking about licking stuff that ain't got no business being licked.
Hello.
I'm talking about... Ew. You answered that too fast. Anyway, so so you find other ways to show your appreciation. Listen, I was having a conversation with a friend a few days ago. And I said, I want the kind of relationship where, because I've said over and over, I don't need your money. I don't need material stuff or whatever. If I had a man that just can fix shit, right? I said, Sherelle, cover your ears right now. So I said, I'm crying. Do you see? I have real tears coming down here. I said, cover your damn ears.
They are covered.
Shut up. You're not supposed to. We don't hear you. Anyway, so children don't know how to be seen and not heard no more. Anyway, I said, God, I'm saying this in front of my damn nephew. I said, I want the type of man that can fix shit, work on cars. And I figure, if you fix the plumbing in the bathroom, you deserve some head as a reward.
That's right.
That's reciprocity. It may not be the same thing.
That's what you call
You know what I'm
reciprocity.
saying? It's not that you are bringing the same thing that they brought, but you brought something to show your appreciation.
I'm pretty sure they appreciate that.
Oh, they're gonna appreciate getting gobbled up.
Gobble, gobble.
Right. Appreciate that brain activity. So
That Hulkmaster 3000.
oh my.
That salt and pepper.
So yeah. And then you still gotta bake some cookies and shit too.
Give a little meal here
every
and
now
there.
and then you gotta make a little dressing. All right.
goodness.
So I am skilled in all of these areas. Anyway, so there has to be something that you can't just drain people.
Yeah.
Bitch, you a vampire if that's all you're doing. If all you do is take, what I could be dating Dracula for that.
Yeah.
So I think that's the case. Now, Holly, I have not forgotten that at the beginning of this episode, you said, bitch, I'm the broken one. So, my question to you. In what do you think that you, okay, I have a question. Do you think that you ever took advantage of any of those? Okay, good. So it was just you were with somebody that was kind and.
Yeah, like I'll go back like to what you said. If they ain't gonna make sure you have a place to stay. And baby, guess what?
Wait. You may have noticed she said thang. She is referring to my mother, you all. I think we mentioned in another episode that she is affectionately referred to as thang. It is a cute story. It started with her calling my older nephew thang and him calling her that back, and it caught on, and she's been thang for 20 years or more now. So, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, but me and my kids stay with thang too, shit. And guess what? Every time that link card came on the 10th, Jessica, take Holly to the grocery store. But we never ran out of food up in there, And if we did, it was only a couple days for that link card to come back on. But I feel like
reciprocity.
I've been
the word for the day.
Reciprocity.
Holly does say the word of the day no more. Okay.
Okay.
We are getting better with this podcast because I recall one episode where damn near the word of the day was shit. Okay. Now we've moved on up, haven't we?
Well, I'm learning new words. Y'all out there learning new words.
So, but yeah, okay, so I get it. So the thing is, you don't take advantage, because I can say there have been many folks who did take advantage of my mother as well,
Yeah.
from people stealing from her to, okay. I'm gonna tell it. Fuck it. I mean,
it.
forget it, because I remember there was someone and her whole family staying with my mother. You know who it is, actually, by the way.
And
But-
I really don't know.
No, you're gonna know. Well, I'll tell you after if you don't
Okay.
figure it out. But this was somebody and her daughter's son. Wait, did she have another son? Daughters. Well, her son stayed there too. But I remember she stayed with my mother couch surfing. It started with her couch surfing. And then slowly her kids would be spending the night or whatever as well. I'm gonna mute this real fast and tell you who I'm talking about. And so, I remember this like it was yesterday, sort of, because I'm getting old. So she had been staying with my mother. My mother's gonna make sure you eat and everything else, right?
Sure is.
So, she was staying there for a while, and she got her in. This just shows you how they value certain things or whatever. So she stayed there until she got her income tax return check or whatever, and it was, sizable amount.
Back then, sizable shit.
So it was a
good.
sizable amount. And I remember she asked my sister, my older sister, the person who was couch surfing. Oh, I shouldn't say that. That sounds so horrible, but I mean, shit.
That's what it was.
Just short of a tent in my mother's living room. So anyway, she got her income tax return, and she asked my older sister to take her shopping because she was finding an apartment. She had found an apartment or whatever, right? And she's using her income tax return money to pay for the apartment. And she paid my sister if I recall, $200 to take her from store to store to store, buying different things or whatever. She's like, oh my God, thank you so much for taking me around, which was very generous, right? Very generous. And so she said to my mother, thang. She didn't call it thang, no. But so she says to my mother, she's like, I just want you to know that I appreciate you allowing me and my children to stay here. And oh my God, you've been great, blah, 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 and all of that. I wanted to give you something to say thank you. So that's good, right?
Yeah.
How much do you think she gave her?
Shit, the taxes was good back then. She should have gave her a couple of $1,000.
How much did I tell you she gave my sister for driving her around?
$200.
Okay. She didn't give my mother that much.
What?
No. So now, again, how much do you think she gave her?
Don't tell me $100.
Nope, that's too high.
$50.
$50.
Baby, I wasn't there at that time because somebody been getting cussed out.
Now, and again, don't get me wrong. It's not that my mother was doing it, or for
No,
any
she wasn't.
money or
but that should
anything.
even
But
make you even more.
yeah, and also that's what I was saying. It speaks to how you value things. She valued my sister taking her around to stores more than she valued somebody allowing you and
Your whole
all of
family.
your children to live. Oh, there was another boy. Yes. Okay. Yes. All of your children to live there, your daughters, your sons, and you. So I don't think she watches my podcast. Not that it matters.
And if
but,
you do, you owe her some motherfucking money.
No, and don't get me wrong. People, like I said, it just shows how you value. And I don't have any animosity towards her, and my mother doesn't either. So
she probably wasn't even thinking about that.
right, yeah. And I was just showing that as an example. That's not reciprocity. That's not you showing true appreciation for somebody bending over backwards for you when you get in a better position and you don't, or even a truly sincere thank you. In my opinion, sometimes if you do something like that, thankfully my mother's not one of these people. You could look at that as an insult, like, bitch, what did you just hand me?
Because you didn't sleep on my couch. You didn't use my heat. You didn't use my AC. You didn't use my toilet tissue. Household products expensive. You know what I mean? Like, you using water.
Yep.
All of that.
You said water?
We pay water now. I'm a little upset about that. But back then we didn't. But still, you don't know what I got going on.
Right. So, yeah. So, like I said, those are non-romantic relationships.
Yeah.
But in a romantic relation, that's just two people. That's me and you. And this is supposed to be, we're supposed to be a team.
Yes.
Oh, I'm trying not to curse so much. I was a bitch. If I'm going to the bat and I'm hitting these home runs, what you bringing? That's about as much of a sports reference as you're going to get from my gay ass.
I'm thinking what you supposed to do next at the home. You supposed to flag me
Somebody got to be the catcher. Somebody got to work left field. You know what I'm saying? So, look.
Yeah.
I can get with this sports shit, too. So, anyway. That's my thoughts on broken relationships, those unbalanced relationships.
Yeah.
The problem with that is that you sometimes attract people who don't have your best intentions at heart, or, God, I'm really skirting around this, who do not appreciate the things that you do. Okay? I'm skirting around my own experiences with this.
Should we
it's
speak up
experiences.
More? Should we speak up more?
You know what? So yes, I think people should always advocate for themselves. However, if you are not, because not everybody is confrontational or whatever. And by the way, let me be very clear that I did speak up about those things. Not that I was expecting to be matched in what I was doing.
Right.
But bitch, you can't sit here and act like I'm not doing it.
That's right.
Or act like that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Everybody always does that happy wife, happy life shit.
No.
Bitch, I ain't nobody's wife, and neither are you. I'm not marrying nobody's wife. I promise you that. So I have had folks who thought they were a wife. But anyway. However, and I think that's I've always, even for heterosexuals, who say that happy wife, happy life stuff, I've always looked at some of those, and a lot of those fail. But you there has to be some balance. And now I don't care. You can say that little slogan all you want, but there has to be some balance there, right? So, because otherwise, what is he to you? He's just there to provide, blah, 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 blah. Well, what do you do?
Yeah.
Right. So
because people ready to bring that up in an argument.
Right. Oh, yes.
You gonna hear about it.
But I just mind my business because I ain't got a dog in that fight. Shit. So, over here we both menses. So I wish you would talk. And I've dated people who wanted to have the pedestal princess persona.
Right.
Like if you get off that pedestal and take that tiara off your goddamn head. So, so again, there has to be reciprocity, otherwise one of those, the person who's doing the giving they will eventually get tired of doing those things for you. Yeah. So,
and that's why, like in my marriage, I always try to make sure like it stays even. Like both of us work full-time jobs. Yeah. But when he work outside the home. Most of the time I'm working inside the home. When I get off work, go do little errands, take the kids to their little practices or whatever they doing.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure the house clean when he come in. Make sure it smell good. I ain't got my wig on or nothing when he come in, but I make sure it's okay. You know what I mean? And it's vice versa. When I go outside to work and he off that day, I come home, the room clean. He be like, "Oh, what you want to eat?" You know what I'm saying? So it's a even battlefield. So nobody feels like they got the leg up, but nobody feel like
everybody
they
had a
can.
hand in
Yes.
that. It's a team.
It
Hell,
is.
you make your whole family part of the team because shit, I came through Holly's house one day and she was like, "You want something to eat?" I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "Oh yeah. Well, Jordan fried the pork chops and Jarrell made the mac and cheese and such made the cornbread." I was like, "Damn, how many people were in this kitchen?"
You got to.
So yeah, but yeah, I love that. All right, so I think the bottom line is, sometimes what you call love may not even be love. You just have this need to help people, and if that sounds like it's ringing true for you, I think you need to start looking within and maybe start to take a step back from that. Because listen, we want to be in successful relationships where everybody plays their role and,
Yes.
do their part. If you're in a one-sided relationship, then you need to go back to my episode or our episode on breaking up, knowing when to get out of a bad relationship so you can get into a good one. The one that you deserve, the one that, where both of you are putting something in and getting stuff out of it. And when do you do that? Right now.
Right now.
Fail faster. We don't take 5 years to get out of a relationship.
No,
We don't take 1 or 2 to get out of a relationship. We keep it moving. All right. Well, that's all I have for this week's episode of the UnDateable Me podcast. So I want to thank Holly, as usual, for joining us. All right. And don't forget to subscribe to, for all of our podcast platforms.
Yes.
Don't forget to subscribe there, as well as if you're watching on YouTube, make sure that you like our videos, subscribe to our channel, and join our membership, and be on the lookout for those new live videos that we're going to be coming out with.
Yes.
So, all right. So we'll see you next week. Thanks so much, everybody. Ciao.
Peace.